Hey, what's up you guys? It's Hannah and today I'm back with a brand new video showing you how I use my Dyson Airwrap and give myself my at-home blowout. This is the finished product. Definitely tons of volume, a lot of shine, and beautiful kind of bouncy curls that last me a long time. So I had so much fun creating this video for you guys. I just kind of wanted to show you what comes in the box. I know it's a high ticket item, so I just kind of want to make sure you guys have all the facts about it, kind of know the ins and outs of what comes in the box, what doesn't come in the box, and what the different attachments are for. So I'm going to show you that now. This is the box it comes in. It's a beautiful, it's a very heavy kind of weighted pleather, I think this is pleather, box that it comes in. And then when you open it, you have all of the different compartments for the different attachments that it comes with. So this is the box. It comes with this attachment, which is just their standard kind of blow dryer attachment. And then it comes with 4 different barrels. When I first heard of this product, I was kind of confused why it came with 2 of the same. So the Airwrap is really cool because it air wraps your hair pretty much, I guess. It suctions your hair, or I don't know if it suctions it. I'm not sure it grabs your hair and wraps it around the barrel. So these arrows indicate which way it's curling, and I kind of go over that more in depth in the video. And then this one is the smoothing brush. So you can use this for bangs or touch-up pizzas if you have frizz or flyaways. And then this is the brush that I use to flat iron or straighten my hair, I guess you would say. And this does such an amazing job. It definitely grips onto your hair well and gives enough tension to where it does pull your hair and makes it straight. And then this is the round brush attachment, which is amazing. And this is how I blow dry my bangs. And then this is the actual component itself that you attach everything onto. It has a lock and unlock button here, which is easy. It works well. It doesn't have like too harsh of a pull down here. And then you have these 3 different buttons. So the first button here is the power button. This is on. And then if you press upwards, it doesn't hold there, but that's your cool shock. So I use this a ton in the video. And then these are the 3 different air speeds. So this is set on the highest, and then you have medium and low. And then over here we have the heat adjustments. So down here is going to be cool. This is going to be medium, and this is going to be the hottest it gets on this side over here all the way up. So I usually keep mine about all the way up mostly. Sometimes I'll turn the fan down a little bit, but I usually keep the heat the same. And if I'm needing a cool shock, I'll just press this button upwards. So that's what comes in the kit. It's quite a few products. You have many different styling tools in here. So I think that's why the ticket is so high on it. It also is Dyson. Their products are amazing. They blow dry quickly, efficiently, and that is one of the many things I love about it. I don't have to spend too much time hassling and fooling around with my hair because I have everything I could literally ever need for my hair in here, minus the products. So that is one of the reasons that I just absolutely adore this product. I would buy it again for sure, but I know that it is that high ticket item. You can get beautiful hair with different products, but I just kind of wanted to go over everything so you could see what's inside the box, maybe kind of help understand why the ticket is so high on it, because you can definitely blow out your own hair with a brush and a Paul Mitchell blow dryer or equivalent to that, or the hair dryer you've had for 20 years and get a good result. I definitely feel like this is a little bit of a different result. I do get a lot of shine out of this, and it's just the time factor mainly for me, I think. I do have fun doing my hair, don't get me wrong. This has made it so fun to do it with the Airwrap, and just being able to do it so quickly. I can listen to music, I can watch a show, I can have a conversation. The blow dryer itself is so quiet. So I really love that. It's not some heavy, huge thing that is taking up 45 minutes of your time. I guess it could be considered a little bit of like a meditation, relaxation period for you, but I definitely need silence when I'm trying to do that. So I do enjoy the fact that I can listen to music while I do it. So I guess that is kind of just a little thing. I wouldn't spend $550 just to listen to music to blow dry my hair, but that is a perk of it for sure. So if you want to figure out how I get my hair shiny, bouncy, volume, whatever you pull from this, just keep watching the video. I appreciate you guys being here, and let me know if there's any kind of videos or other kind of tips or tricks you want to see from the Dyson, and I will put them to the test. So just stay tuned and find out how I do my hair. Okay, so first to start off, I just took a shower, did my makeup, and I threw my hair up in this towel. It's been in the towel for about maybe 45 minutes now. Usually I don't leave it in the towel for this long. Preferably I would do my hair first and then my makeup, but I didn't want to look like a complete bore when I came on the screen. So I just did my makeup quickly and have just had the hair in the towel. Sometimes I'll go ahead and spray my deep conditioning spray in while I leave it in the towel if I know I'm going to be doing my makeup first or something. But there's nothing in it for now, so I just shampooed it, conditioned it, and what I use is the Paul Mitchell Neuro system. So I use the rinse for that, and then I do a second rinse, and I do it with the Paul Mitchell Neuro as well as the Paul Mitchell shampoo number 2. I don't always use the shampoo number 2. It's a clarifying shampoo, so I just use that if I've had product in my hair, haven't washed my hair in a few days, just to get rid of the extra buildup or dry shampoo or whatever it may be. And then I went in with the Paul Mitchell Neuro Conditioner mixed with the J-Pack Joico Deep Conditioning Shine Treatment. That's the Repair and Shine one. It works super well. It's my favorite deep conditioner. Sometimes I'll just use it as a conditioner by itself, but I like to kind of mix the two. I don't know why. I just like to do a little mixture in my hand in the shower, and then I'll leave that in for about 5 minutes, wash my body, do whatever. And that seems to work the best for me. So like I said, sometimes I'll then just throw the deep conditioner in right out of the shower and throw it up in a towel just so it has time to sit, but I did not do that. So I guess it's not a deep conditioner, it's a leave-in conditioner. So I'm just gonna take my hair out of the towel and I'll show you what I use. So I use this Marrakesh Argan and Hemp Oil Therapy. This is a spray. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of spray mainly the ends. I don't bring any conditioner up to my root. My hair gets pretty oily pretty fast. So I just like to use, stuff kind of mid-ear down. I do have pretty long hair and it's blonde, so it definitely needs extra moisture. So I'll just kind of zhuzh that through. And then I'll take my Paul Mitchell Neuro Style Primer. So this is a blowout primer. It helps dry a little bit quicker, but it also has heat protectant properties in it too, which is super important, especially for blondes. We know how important our heat protectant is. You definitely want to make sure that you are using some sort of product that will help kind of make that heat not so harsh on your hair. And the shampoo and conditioner are great too. They all have that property in them. So I really love those products. And then I'll just take whatever's left over on my hands and bring it up to my root. And then I'll go in and just brush everything out. And I feel like this kind of just helps make sure everything is evenly distributed. So my hair is dried a little bit. It's not exactly where I want it to be. So what I'm going to do is I will take the wand itself and then I'll take just the blow dryer attachment to it, and it just snaps right in, and then I'll go ahead and blow dry my hair to about 75 to 80% dry, and then that's when I'll go in and start doing the curling. I'll start doing kind of like my volumizing at my root and my bangs. I'll show you how I do that, but I'll probably just speed up through this process because we all know how to dry our hair. So just turn it on. It's actually pretty quiet. I can still listen to music when I use the blow dryer, so hopefully you can still hear me, but for a blow dryer, it's very quiet, and that's kind of one of the things I really love about it, is it's not some like heavy thing that you're like drowning out sound that you have to commit to for like however long it takes you to dry your hair. It used to take me like, say, 20 minutes. I have a lot of hair, it's long, so it used to take me quite some time, but with this, it takes hardly any time at all, which is awesome. So I can listen to music, just kind of chill, so I like it for that too. And then I just like to kind of go through and brush it out again. Just make sure it's not like super wet in any of the areas. I don't know, for some reason I feel like I always dry this side more than this side. I don't know what it is, but without fail, same in the shower too. I always like go to condition this side first and kind of leave this by itself. I don't know if it's like that for anybody else. So just kind of brushing through, feels good. The back could go a little bit longer, but I think it's fine. So what I like to do now is I'm going to section my hair off, and I'll just kind of go from the top of my ear and just straight back. And I think I do this in I do this in 3 sections. So I'll pull this half up, or quarter, not the best at math, but I'll pull this up, and then I'll just kind of twist it off and clip it, and then just leave that there to hang out. So what I like to do next is just kind of separate the 2 parts of hair. I hope you can see. And then I'll just kind of brush it out again. And then what you want to do now is you're going to take off that attachment that you had just put on, just the regular blow drying attachment. There's a little button in the back that you'll just kind of pull down, take it off. Super simple. They lock right on when you put them on too, so you don't have to worry about making sure it's locked. And then in the little box, you want to grab your curling attachment, and there's a few of them in here. So there's 4 attachments, and there's 2 bigger barrels and then 2 smaller barrels. So what the barrels are for, the 2 of each, is one is going to be curling, if you're curling from this side, one is going to be curling away from your face, whereas the other one will be curling towards. So you can use each side on both. I personally only curl facing away from my face, so I just use this attachment for this whole side, and then I'll use the other attachment for this whole side. And if it gets confusing, if you just kind of hold it up here this way and just kind of rotate the barrel and the way the arrows are going, that's a nice way to tell which side it's for. Sometimes I have to do that just because it doesn't click right away. So you just want to snap this on to the wand, and then what you're going to do is, I just have that big box sitting on my lap. So what you're going to do is you're going to take just a small section of hair. The only thing negative I would have to say about this aspect of it is that you can't use, I personally can't use a larger section with a curling wand or something that just gets hot right off the bat, iron wand, whatever it may be. I feel like I can use a little bit of a bigger section than I can with this. Just because my hair is so long and it is so thick, I have to go in with a little bit of a smaller section. Sometimes it'll get kind of wrapped up here, but for the most part, I've just kind of learned just go in with smaller sections. It saves me time in the end where I don't have to go up and touch up anything or anything like that. So this is probably even too big of a section, so I'm just going to take a little bit off of that. And what you're going to do is I have it turned up, heat all the way, and I have the blower on all of the way up. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to turn it on halfway to the line. And you can hear that that is pretty quiet as well. So what you'll do is I like to kind of place it back here. Sometimes I'll wrap it around just once, and then I'll turn it on. It's hard to get used to, but it just really suctions the hair up, and then I just kind of like to pull back and forth. Make sure it gets along the root so it's still drying up to your root. But what's so cool about this is it dries while it's curling your hair. So that's what I love. It just saves you a complete extra step. So you can see what I mean. It kind of gets caught up here a little bit. And then when I feel like it's dry, what I'll do is I'll take this part here and you just flash it up, and that gives it a cool shot. And then I'll turn it off and you have a curl. So the curls that it comes out with are, I feel like, a typical kind of curling iron curl. So I just like to let it cool down, and then I'll blow it out at the end, and it just has super nice body. It looks beautiful, and I just love the way that these turn out. So I'll throw that to the back and then just continue again. So you're gonna wanna pull a small section. And I like to kind of do them from like the same area, or else I feel like it gets caught. So I'll do this section here. This is kind of like a little bit of my baby hairs almost. And I'll just turn it on. I'll show you without wrapping it how it works. So it takes the hair, and then I just bring it back and forth. And I like to pull it up to the root because I feel like when I'm holding it up this way, it definitely drives the root of my hair to have more volume. So then again, give it a cool shot. And then I'll turn it off. And you have a curl. And then I'll just throw that to the back. So you just want to repeat those steps throughout the whole thing. So just grabbing small sections. And it'll pretty much pick up what it wants to. So sometimes it won't pick up a full section, and then I just kind of leave it that way. So it does get pretty hot. I'll notice sometimes my shoulders do get a little warm. Definitely the top of this barrel gets hot as well. It is blowing out hot air, so just be careful and cautious of that. But I wouldn't say it gets any hotter than your average curling iron, and we all know that those burns are not fun. So I'm just gonna finish up this section and I'll speed through it. Sometimes you have to kind of twist the curl itself. So what I like to do when I get to the front piece of my hair, I personally, at this section, will just curl it normally, but once we get up into these top two sections, I'll stop curling it so high up, just so it falls a little bit nicer around my face. So this is how all of the curls look without pulling them out. So you can tell that they're very bouncy, super pretty. And this always leaves my hair with like the prettiest shine. I think it's a combination of the products and the dryer itself, but I'll definitely notice if I don't blow out my hair that it's just a little bit more dull looking. And I just love the shine that this dryer produces. I definitely get a nice shine with any kind of blow dryer, so by no means am I saying that you cannot get shine only with this one, but I just like the ease of this, that I can curl, blow dry. It just saves me a lot more time. So what I'm gonna do now is take off this barrel, and I'll just put that to the side. And then you want to grab your other barrel that's going to curl facing away from your face. So again, if you just kind of take it and point those arrows backwards, and I am curling my whole head with the biggest size barrel. So you just kind of press it in, it locks in automatically, and then to release it, you just press the lock button down, and then just place it back in and it's good to go. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna brush this out, and then we'll start curling this side. So again, just taking a small section from the back and then just repeating the same steps. And sometimes if I am going in with a bigger section, I'll kind of hold the barrel up top here just so the hair doesn't go above that. Once it starts to get hard to kind of pull back and forth, that it's pretty much almost dry at that point, and you can apply your cool shock kind of whenever. Sometimes this will happen mainly on this side. I don't know what it is. I think it's because this is usually kind of like my tougher side when I'm curling or just doing like a regular blowout on myself with a brush. So what I'll do if this kind of thing happens to your end, I'll just go back in on the end. So I'll just kind of let it do this, and then I'll just kind of focus mainly on the end. And you can do that just only with the cool shock too. If your hair is a little bit drier, you definitely don't want to damage it. So I like to do that, and then I'll just use the cool shock for the majority of that. Okay, so here is what both sides look like without pulling them out. Both sides dry, curled. Sometimes I'll kind of twist them together just so they dry, just so they set kind of together. So that is what I like to do. And you can tell that it's definitely very bouncy. This is just the lowest section of hair, so there's not too much of it down here. But definitely very bouncy, pretty, shiny. So now what we're gonna do is go in and take the clip off. And I'll usually just kind of let it fall down like this. And what I like to do here is I'll take, usually from right here, and I'll just kind of section off the top portion of my hair, going back to about the crown, because I like to do a little extra step up top with my bangs and just the root up top to get a little extra volume. So I just like to section this off completely. So I'll just kind of split the hair down the middle in the back. And it does a pretty good job at separating itself away from the curls. So I like to keep the damp hair off of the curls just so I don't weigh them down. And I always like to start on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on the other attachment and still curling away from my face. And just repeating. So I went in with too big of a section. I sometimes get a little impatient and will try and cheat the system there, but it doesn't work out. So I'll just go back and just recurl it and it'll smooth out. So I'm at the front part here where it's kind of laying on my face. So I think I'm probably gonna have to split this up into two sections. I'm gonna do 2 more pieces, and then I'll show you how I do that front curl for face framing. So what I did there was just kind of pulled the wand down this way and brought it back up this way, and that just kind of helps dry a little bit more volume into your root. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this front section of hair, and I'll let the wand take it all up, and then I'll stop probably right about here. And then I'll dry up this way. I'll kind of pull it this way. And then cool shot. Perfect. So this is what this side looks like. Not pulled out, just blown dry. And I'll usually kind of twist these off together now. Perfect. And then I'm just going to switch this out and start working on the other side. So this is 2 sections down, not pulled out. I have kind of played with them a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of twist these ones into each other. And then the same on this side. And then I just kind of like to pat in the back to make sure everything's dry. So I wanna go over this one more time. Perfect. Okay, so then what we're gonna do for the top section, let me see if I can tilt you guys up here a little bit. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna take this part down here and I'm gonna put everything to the back. And what I'm gonna do is put this into a section. So I'm gonna section off kind of that front part of my bang area. And I try to make this as even as possible. But what I'm gonna do is tie this crown section. No. I'm gonna let this back section hang down, and then I'm gonna twist this front section back up again. Flip that, and then what I like to do here is I'll just grab the hair. So I'm gonna grab the bristle brush from the set, and I'm gonna take off the wand part of it and just attach this. And what I like to do now is then I'll split this section now into 2s and just kind of let one side fall forward. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of brush this through the root mainly, just kind of hold it there, let it dry. This is gonna help with the majority of the volume in the crown. So I'll just kind of tug on it forward, let it kind of dry that way, and then just kind of let it hang down. And then I'm gonna leave this top section clipped while I curl the rest of this hair. So I'll just try and kind of figure out which side it goes on. So I'm not too particular with how I'm drying it or where it's falling, because when you start to section it off, that's where you're gonna start to see your volume. So this side had dried mainly over here, so when I put it to my middle part, it's giving me extra volume. So just kind of like a rough estimate of where you'd like that. And then just grab those straight sections, and there's only a few, so you're just gonna wanna go ahead and curl those. Okay, so now that all of that is curled, I'm going to take the front piece down and take the curling attachment off of it and put this roller back on. So what I like to do for my bangs is I will dry them facing this way. And then I'll flip back up and part it. So I like to dry my bangs facing this way so you can tell. And then when I pull them back, I just have a ton of volume here in the front. And this is kind of like my favorite way to dry my bangs, even if, I guess they're not really bangs, they're long bangs, but I guess they are there. I guess mainly just for the front section of my hair, that's kind of like how I dry it. And then for all of these top pieces here, I'm not gonna go up to the root, I'm just gonna curl to about here. I just really like to focus on the ends there. I don't want too much of a curl, just to kind of pull it away from my face a little bit. Okay, so everything is curled. So now is the time that I like to go in and kind of just look through, see if I like all of the ends. Sometimes with my long hair, the ends kind of get wrapped up in the barrel a weird way. But it's definitely taken some practice. I know this thing is super tricky to kind of get the hang of, but really it's taken me a few times and I've got it down, I think, pretty good now. The first few times I used it, I was like, oh, girl. But I definitely love the way that this blow dries. The shine is awesome, like I said a million times, but truly. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of pull my hair back this way, not really brushing it, just to kind of get back that way. And then now I'll make my kind of, I guess you could say, permanent part with it. And then I always like to kind of brush my crown back, just so you can kind of see the definition of where my part kind of ends here and then where the crown of my hair starts. And now what I'll do is pull everything forward and then just kind of run my fingers through it. I'm gonna pull the curls out too, since I had them wrapped up pretty tight in each other. But yeah, this is how I do my at-home blowout. I usually will go in with some sort of hairspray. I have the Big Sexy Hair 10 hold here. I'm not a huge fan of hairspray. I hate the crunchy kind of feel. This isn't my favorite hairspray, but this is just what I have right now. So what I like to do is I like to spray it upwards like this and not a lot at all. And then I'll grab my root like this and kind of spray that. And then I'll just kind of work it together and again pull my fingers through it so you don't feel any of that like crunchiness. I still like to be able to run my fingers through my hair. And then just the same thing on the other side. And I also feel like when I do this, my hand kind of acts like a barrier too. So not all of the hairspray is going in one section. It kind of helps deflect it. Okay. And then I'll just kind of work that through. I want a little more volume, but I feel like I definitely got a good amount of volume out of that. So yeah, this is my how I blow dry my hair at home with my Dyson Airwrap. I love this thing. I think it's great. I would purchase it again. But I will say it does have a high ticket price at $550. It is for sure up there, and I could think of a million different things that we could use that money for now. But if you have the extra money or you're looking for a good blow dryer and you're just really wanting to invest in something that is good quality and is going to last, I definitely would do your research on it. But personally, I love it. It has saved me so much time. And I know in the mornings or afternoons or whenever we're getting ready now, I guess we have nothing but time. But for the everyday kind of work life, this thing is my lifesaver. I love it. It's cute, it's pretty, and it does its job well. There are many different things that you can use to blow dry your hair, so don't get me wrong, there's tons of amazing products out there, different blow dryers and products and things like that. So just kind of take what you want from it. Grab in your own tips with it. Maybe just start off with the blow dryer. They have the Dyson blow dryer by itself. Or if you want to wait, I know Sephora does like the VIB Rouge sale, so you can get up to 20% off of those, I believe. So it's just something to kind of invest in for sure, but I do love it. And anyways, yeah, so this is my hair, and this will last me a few days. Definitely will have to go in and touch up at some point, but for the most part, it will stay like this for quite some time, especially in the Florida humidity. I know it's shocking. But there are a couple different attachments on the Dyson as well that I didn't go over. So if you want to see those and how I do my hair with those attachments, let me know. But if not, this was super fun. I'm glad I filmed this video for you guys. So if you got this far, like the video or subscribe or comment or whatever the YouTubers say to do. And I will be back with another video soon. Bye guys.